This t-shirt, this right here, proves exactly why the Meg should not be picking battles with real business owners, founders, entrepreneurs, and creatives. Because they will come out on top against someone as unoriginal and inept as Meghan every single time. The Meg essentially stole the business name As Ever from As Ever New York City, this clothing company, and they cleverly have released this t-shirt that is clearly trolling the Meg, sort of poking fun at the situation. Meghan failed to handle this properly from a PR perspective, but she also just shouldn't be going around stealing other people's ideas and other people's names. I've said it previously, but it's worth repeating. Somebody like Meghan, who has this big platform, has plenty of resources, she doesn't need to be stealing someone else's business name. She can afford to hire somebody to help her figure out a business name that is unique, nobody else has already, and get it approved. And that way she's not infringing on somebody else. But she doesn't, and she won't, and she hasn't. And it's not nice. It's not a good look for somebody who claims to be this really thoughtful entrepreneur who's very in tune to be basically stepping on the little guy. And in this situation, it's a small business owner who has been in business for a long time, I think since the 80s, that she's just stealing his business name and not a peep about it. She hasn't reached out to him. She hasn't discussed it with him. She didn't pivot and change it. She did nothing. She's just like, yeah, well, I'm taking it. So bye, you can deal with that. It makes her look selfish and inconsiderate, especially for somebody who has that many resources and that big of a platform. They can easily seek out a different business name without too much consequence. But somebody who's a smaller business like As Ever NYC, he can't really, because it would be incredibly expensive and it might not go his way anyway at the end of the day. So why fight it? Same thing with the logo and the town, that she stole their crest, basically, for her logo. It's so expensive and time-consuming to try to fight something like that then Meghan looks even more like she's just kind of throwing her privilege around, throwing her weight around, trying to get her way. You know who that reminds everybody of these days? Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, doing that to a lesser-known, less wealthy, less prominent figure in Hollywood of Justin Baldoni. Not fair. But they get the last laugh with this shirt. Hopefully everybody goes and buys it. Hopefully everybody can support him with this. So at the very least, he can be helped out in that way. But I just wanted to leave this right here. I think it's very funny. I think it's very clever. And it just shows that Meghan is way out of her depth once again, unable to grasp the risk she puts herself in. She puts herself into these situations, and then you know what she'll do? She'll cry and she'll whine that she's being bullied with these shirts everywhere. It's nonsense. Have a happy day. Bye.